Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show where, after the collision, we sift through
The Wreckage.
the wreckage. I am your host, Jimmy T. He is my co-host, the best in the world, Jamie the Vet Williams, and you are listening and watching live on Humming Media Group's YouTube channel and, of course, channelattitude.com after the fact. Vet, welcome back to your show, and what a week I guess it's been in pro wrestling, right? I mean, shit, it's always a busy week.
Is it?
Well, not really, but you know what? Happy 6
Hey,
years.
I respect the attempt.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But hey, it's the 6th anniversary of Dynamite, right? Hey,
Wow.
so,
And did they ever deliver, boy? Let me tell you. Oh, man.
Oh,
I can't believe it.
right.
The surprises, the callbacks, the match card that they put together, like it was just the likes of which we haven't seen in this 6 years. Like the whole
Never,
6
bro.
years couldn't hold a candle to Wednesday. Oh boy. Wow. I'm still reeling from it.
You're
Like
really,
it was so amazing that right now I'm trying to, like, without my notes, I'm trying to think of it and I can't because it was so awesome. It knocked all the memories of it out of my head. Like it just,
wow.
that's how awesome it was that I was stunned into not remembering. I have amnesia, selective amnesia about Wednesday, just because my brain could not process how awesome everything was that they did. And we're not even talking about Collision yet. Like that was a whole other, like, my goodness. I don't really know how they're the number 2 company in this space right now with the kind of shows that they're putting on, the kind of talent that they have, the amazing booking. Sure, he hasn't won Booker of the Year lately, but I mean, think about the years before that. It's a shock that WWE is so successful because they should really be taking a back seat and taking notes to what everything AEW is doing right now. It's just incredible. Close sarcasm.
Bro. Incredible. As a matter of fact, it was so incredible that, correct me if I'm wrong, and you talk about amnesia and stuff like that, but was there only one singles match on Dynamite?
I wasn't kidding, Jimmy. I don't remember anything from Dynamite. I'm not going to remember till I pull this up. I won't know. I have no idea.
I could be wrong, but I could have sworn that it was just tag team madness. That's what this should have been called. Even Collision, for crying out loud. This, again, we'll get to that when we do. But like Labrat says, it's a wrestling boom. As a matter of fact, Vet, it's booming down here.
Yeah, it's boom goes the Dynamite, I guess. That's such a lame white dad thing to say. I regret even saying it jokingly, but
well,
yeah. But anyway, that's what we call a hook. Hopefully we've hooked you for the later portion of the show when we actually go over the 6th anniversary and talk about all the magic that took place. And, hopefully you'll stick with us to hear about that.
I'm sure everybody will, hopefully, anyway. But in saying that, let's get into the news, Vet, because we'll start with some AEW news. But apparently, well, not apparently, it's a fact, Hikaru Shida has actually come out and said she's renewed her visa and has also signed a new contract with AEW. Now, it's been a long time since we've seen Hikaru Shida, but are you excited for Shida to be back on AEW television in the near future, I assume?
Absolutely not. Wow. No follow-up.
Well, that's some news right there. In other AEW news, Bandito, surprise, surprise, has suffered a shoulder injury at CMLL event on the 3rd of October. Now, I don't know who he faced, but apparently he's got a shoulder injury.
I think it was Hechicero.
Was it at CMLL?
I think so. I think he defended the Ring of Honor Championship.
You're right. It was Friday CMLL Super. How do you pronounce this? Viernes. How would you pronounce that?
Viernes? It's what, Friday?
Friday.
Viernes is Friday.
I guess, yeah. Super Friday event at Arena Mexico in Mexico City. And like you said, it featured Bandito defeating Hechi Sero to retain his Ring of Honor World Championship, and that's exactly what happened. He injured himself there, and apparently there's pictures of him in the sling. But hopefully he gets better real soon, because that Macarena is getting hot, bro. It's really getting hot on television. But anyway,
do you think? Do you think we'll get a tearful relinquishing of the championships?
Could we get a Macarena?
Like we'll even see the tears through the mask. Like that's how sad he's gonna be when he has to give these up.
I mean, it's a possibility.
Yeah, that sucks. But in all seriousness, that sucks. I mean, Bandito seems like it's. I was about to say something stupid, like every time he gets some momentum, he gets sidelined, but he never gets any momentum. Like even as the Ring of Honor champion, it's like, who cares? And that's not his fault. It's not like Bandito's a talented guy, but he gets lost in a sea of all these other guys, and not, like everybody's kind of going through it in wrestling right now, to be honest. To me, I mean, I don't know how you perceive it or how you guys, that are watching in the chat perceive it, but to me, it's just like everybody's just a body and they all get thrown out there. It's just like, whatever, it's like when I was thinking about, because there was a lot of controversy last week about the we even talked about it, the triple threat match with Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, and, there was a ref thing. Jade got busted herself open, actually.
Pretty bad too.
Like you're just all these things happen in this. And and what I'm thinking is like, why are we even having a triple threat match? Like you're just throwing bodies out there. Right. And Nia Jax is worth 2 bodies. So it's really like 4 bodies out there. So it's like, you're just putting these people out there. One of them is there so you can beat them without, one of the, Jade taking a loss or Tiffany taking a loss. So you put Nia in there, but then regardless of what you think about Nia Jax, which everybody knows what I think of her by now, putting a third person makes everything more complicated, because then you have to more carefully script things out. The timing has to be even better because you got more people involved and it gets more complicated. So I'm just throwing that out as an example of something of how that can, when you do that all the time, that gets totally wrong. But the reason they're doing it is because they're paying all these people and they just put them out there. And the same thing's happening in AEW. So you got Ring of Honor is like a show that is definitely not being watched by that many people compared to other shows. Absolutely and, Bandito's just the champion of that. So is that just like, you're throwing him a bone just so you could say he has a championship? Is that creatively fulfilling to him? And then you send him to CMLL or whatever to face a guy that you also have under contract, which
right.
And then you get hurt, and it's just like, that sucks for him. But at the same time, like, what was he doing anyway? It's so crazy. This whole situation is crazy. To me,
it is. No, you're right. It's true, man. But it is what it is. But in WWE news, Big Bronson Reed reportedly signed a new multi-year contract with WWE. What's your thoughts on that? Actually, Vet? Has he earned a new multi-year deal? Do you think he's done good enough? Obviously, he's on the upper end of the card, but do you think he's earned a new multi-year deal with WWE? In your opinion?
I know what you're asking me, but even to the guys that I don't particularly care for or find entertaining, I always say, get your money. So it's not like a question to me of if he earns it.
No, not like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, is he good enough?
Yeah, you're saying like, you're saying would I want to, first of all, put him in a main event spot. Second of all, pay him a lot of extra money. Right. Would I do it? No. I would have cut Bronson Reed years ago. I would have cut him when they first cut him. Like, to me, there's just really nothing there. But if they want to use him, that's their prerogative. So, and that's the thing. Like, if people mark out for the push, eventually they're not even going to think of it in those terms. They're just going to be like, well, he's just a top guy now. So for whatever reason that they like him, they like him.
True.
But you could definitely get by without him.
Yeah, because look, not to be a hater like everyone says I am about.
He is Australian. Here it comes.
Right. That's why I'm saying that, right? But if you want to be honest, yeah, he's a big guy, right? I get it, right? But he's kind of bland, you know what I mean? At the same time, like, I don't know. There's something missing with him for me. Just that's something that I think is holding him back a little bit, you know what I mean? But maybe it's just me. I don't know, man. But obviously WWE sees something more than obviously that you and I do. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. But like, I don't know. I just think he could be better. But that's just me. But anyway, we're not gonna dwell over that. But back to AEW. Well, if you want to call it AEW news. But did you hear about Sting's son, Steve Borden, makes pro wrestling in-ring debut this past week?
I mean, yes, I was tagged in a tweet by our own TN couponer here, Tennessee couponer, tagged me in a tweet. And my reaction to that was, why is he facing Darby Allin? Why wouldn't he be teaming with Darby Allin?
Yeah, no, that I have no.
That's like the first question I have. Like, I don't care about Sting's son getting into wrestling, whatever, do whatever you want. But I'm just looking at this random indie match in a closet somewhere, and they're facing it's Sting's son and JD Drake of all people. Like, now here's a fat guy you definitely don't want to sign to any multi-year contracts.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah, he makes Bronson Reed look like Roman Reigns or whatever. But
he really does, bro.
But yeah, so you got that guy, and then he's teaming up with like Steve Borden's son, like, and they're facing Darby Allin and Killer Cross. Yes, like,
that's exactly. It's weird, bro.
Why wouldn't? And the only reason this guy's here is to take a pin. So why wouldn't you put him? Why wouldn't you put Cross with him? Like,
it's a good question. I have no idea. It's weird, dude. Like, really.
This is like, it's Darby should be like family to him.
I don't understand that direction. I mean, look, I don't know, bro. That's real weird, man. I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand the logic and the thought process behind it, but that's what they want. That's what they want. Obviously, if he does make his way into AEW proper, like on television and all that stuff, obviously he'd be aligned with Darby. I mean, clearly, right? You'd think.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, back in the day, these kind of things would happen and only the people in the room would see it. But now everybody sees everything. So, like, these are things you have to be aware of. Mm-hmm. You should try to make things make sense in, the universe you live in. But that's just ridiculous old thinking. I shouldn't even bother saying it.
Fair enough. In other news, there's not really much to really talk about here. I'm just trying to see. Oh, actually, I'll say one more thing, and then I guess we can move on because everything else just doesn't seem really worthy. But about Andrade and about why he left WWE, supposedly, or WWE decided not to re-sign him, or whatever the friggin' thing is. But apparently he failed all sorts of drug tests, apparently, man. He failed a few drug tests. Now, I don't know how true that is. I'm not even talking about performance enhancers. The way he's spoken about, it seems like he was doing something else. Do you believe that? Do you think there's any truth to that? Or do you think he sabotaged himself to get out of the contract even?
I don't know. It doesn't matter, does it? He's gone.
No, not really. That's true. But I will say this.
I don't, if that's what they say, okay, but it doesn't really matter whether he did or he didn't. I mean, he's out.
Well, that's it. Well, speaking of out and how quick he's back in AEW, Is he not the modern day Jeff Jarrett or even William Regal when you think about it?
I don't know what he is. I do know what he is.
Really.
I know he's a guy that has, like, he's got every tool, but no one knows how to use it's like they don't know what they're looking at. Like, nobody gets it. I don't understand what's so hard to get, but nobody really uses him to his full ability. Because that's the thing, like we're talking about Bronson Reed, right? Okay, Bronson Reed, great, you're Bronson Reed. But like I said, people mark out for the push. They start talking about how great Bronson Reed is. Why? Just because the WWE's telling you he's great. Not because of anything that the fans can actually see with their own eyes, because they don't know what they're looking at most of the time. So WWE's doing their job marketing Bronson Reed to the people. But if you did the same thing with Andrade, eventually the people would buy it. And at times they have in the past.
Right.
You know, so like anybody that you put in those spots, you would think, why couldn't it be Andrade and Braun Breaker just randomly? What would really be the difference? It's not like Bronson Reed's promos are lighting the world on fire. So if you want to use the English excuse, that doesn't really fit in that situation. If you'd say these two guys are the future of the business, and you got this one tall, handsome guy that's in shape that can fucking go and he can work a main event with anybody. Well, aside from the drugs and everything, the alleged drugs, you know,
right.
Other than that, he's got everything you need. So him or Bronson Reed, like, who do you actually want to watch? Right. So I don't really think it's that different, right, to be honest. So that's my point. Like, nobody puts him in those positions for whatever reason. And he's definitely a guy that can check more boxes than most. I've always thought highly of Andrade, just as professional, not talking about personal stuff, but I've always thought as a prospect, I've thought highly of him. And I feel like other people have not really seen what I've seen.
Right. No, I was a huge fan of his too, man. Even back when he was La Sombra, I totally was a fan of his.
Right.
Even as when he first came to WWE as Andrade Cien Almas, was a much better run than anything he's done since, in my opinion.
Remember how back when him and Alistair were in NXT and they were tearing it down, and you thought these guys are going to be somebody?
Yeah, for sure, man. That were good times, bro. That's the thing. It really was. Even for them, I don't know what went wrong, really, for the both of them when you think about it. After all that, but it is what it is, and hopefully, obviously, TK is a big fan of his because he brought him back with open arms, which I wouldn't have thought he would have, but he did. But you know what? We're about to put our sifting gloves on, and really, that's all the news. So we might as well get into it. But I want to ask you a question. Actually, it's probably best we wait till we get to that point.
Guess we'll just wait.
So let's put the gloves on. And
whoa, those are fingerless gloves, though, Jimmy. You might get some of this on you.
True. I should get the actual proper gloves because I might get pricked. But yeah, you're right. There was a bit of damage.
You might accidentally grab one of Andrade's hypos. You don't want that.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Oh no.
Okay.
That's funny.
Well, let's kick off this 6th anniversary Dynamite with a bang, shall we? And what better way than a Young Bucks skit? Because that's what everybody cares about. That's what everybody wants to see. They don't care about this wrestling. They don't care about none of that. They want to see bad scripted comedy, quote unquote scripted improv comedy, which we're showing how the Young Bucks lost all the money that they got earlier. They were broke and everybody was making fun of them. Then they got their money back and they bought their way into the production team. And now that they lost all their money again, they're forced to team with who is this? Josh Alexander?
Yes, exactly.
Was that who it was?
That's who it was.
Okay. So random as fuck, right? What better way to celebrate with the great Josh Alexander to
Are the
open
Bucks-
Dynamite.
Are the Bucks technically part of the Callis family at this point, or nah?
They're certainly affiliated, but maybe they're
Yeah, well,
not
that's why I'm
officially.
asking.
Maybe they haven't been adopted.
Okay, because if they are part of the group, say, then I guess it makes sense why they would
Kind
be
of
with
doesn't, because
Alexander.
you could also say, are they part of the Death Riders?
See what I mean?
They just float
Yeah.
between whatever heel faction needs
That's
them,
true.
right? So
I guess you're right. For
Yeah.
sure.
so next
So
there'll be
let's
an
forget-
MXM collection because
Shit. You know what? That'd be entertaining, maybe.
no,
No,
they
you
would
think
make
they'll
they would
ruin
make
that too?
MXM less entertaining.
That's what
But
I'm
anyways,
saying.
so so they're teaming with Josh Alexander against Bro Megadito. I think we can call this trio of the obvious people, right? So now
Isn't
Kenny
that
Omega's a
amazing?
way to celebrate the 6th anniversary of Dynamite, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, you know me. I mean, I always enjoy seeing Kenny, in the ring. Again, though, too much comedy for my liking, even in the middle of the match. But we'll get to that when we do.
Oh, I have nothing to get to. Do you have anything to say about this
Well, I
match?
was going to
'Cause
say, the Macarena, man, I was giving shit about it the first time when I saw it. And then now we see Kenny freaking doing it with Bandito. Yeah, it's funny. I chuckled at it. But it's just so stupid, bro. Like, we're going to just start doing a freaking... Let's do a Macarena right now, Vet. Come on. I mean, come on, bro. Like,
I won't.
And that's my problem. So it's like, fuck this. Why do we need to see this shit? But we saw it. I chuckled, sure. But
Well, basically, if you're telling me that I gotta watch a match that has the Young Bucks in it and Brody King, like you're basically daring me to not watch. You're like, I double dare you, motherfucker. You will not watch this match. And you know what? They were right. I wouldn't. I barely paid attention to it. But what I did see when I did watch was the finish of this match, which the baby faces ran an absolute train on Josh Alexander at the end. Like they fucked him up with every wrestling move that I've ever seen. They did an entire Fire Pro Wrestling move list on this guy and then beat him with the one-winged angel as if he needed that. And then, funny enough, for a series of moves that should have got him stretchered out of the building, he just gets up and uses the deadly heat back move. Like, nah, fuck that. So usually when the heel gets up and uses the heat back, that's when they've been pinned by like a small package or a schoolboy or something like that caught him by surprise. Caught a quick one. Then they get up and they beat the shit out of the guy, which still to that point, it's like, well, if you could have just done that any time, why didn't you start the match with that? But let's not talk about that deep of psychology. Let's just say you normally didn't take 20 finishers in a row before, you just get up and kick the shit out of the guys that just all ran the train on you. So that's what happened here. And then, oh my goodness, Jimmy, the nostalgia of hearing a Tarzan boy echo throughout this arena, this packed arena, and Jurassic Express coming out. And then the fight, and then, everybody's like, there's a schmaz and everything. And then afterwards, they run the Bucks off, but then Jack Perry's in there by himself with Kenny Omega, and they get in a shoving match for some reason. So it's like, wait a minute, are we supposed to like him or not? I don't get it. I'm confused. Do we like the guy that ruined this company financially or not? He's shoving the one guy that like has tried his best and come back from diverticulitis, and he's getting shoved by this little weasel, that still hasn't hit puberty. And we're like, who are we supposed to? I guess we're definitely cheering for Kenny Omega here, but they also want us to cheer for him as long as he's not shoving Kenny Omega. And then, anyways, he finally fucks off, and then Kenny Omega gets on the mic so that he can cut a thank you promo to the audience. Thank you for the 6 years of support. Thank you for everything. Thank everybody for everything everywhere. Blah, blah, blah. Very nice. And then the lights go out when he says good night, bang. And then the lights conveniently go out. Then when they come back on, Andrade's in there with this, oh man.
His mask is back. I like
He
it.
takes off his mask to reveal that it is Andrade.
Get this, Vet, before you continue on. You know what's weird about my feed? You know they cut all this out of my feed?
Wow.
I saw it after, like later on when they showed I kid you not, dude. For whatever reason, when Kenny done the 1, 2, 3, right? It went straight to commercial, which I felt at the time, well, that's weird. Why did they do that? And then they didn't even show none of that. What you just said, they did not show any of it. And I'm thinking, you know what, screw it. I don't know if it's WWE tactics, because I get it on ESPN, funny enough. Yeah, so who knows, right? But I'm thinking of going back to Fight TV. This is stupid, dude. Like, they cut that whole segment out, because when I saw Andrade later, I'm like, hang on a minute. That doesn't make sense, because I remember hearing about what happened. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, some re-debut, huh? He just shows up.
I'm thinking,
And then
it's weird. But then, I totally, they, for whatever reason, scrubbed that part out, dude. I don't know why, what reason. But yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, there was some weird stuff going on with the feeds, with the bootleg feeds and stuff that, I don't know. I'll talk about it later with Collision, because I missed a chunk of the show, but I went back and caught it, but it was, I had to go on Max and watch the portion I missed. But anyways, yeah, so Andrade shakes hands with Callis. So he makes his big return, and then he's just guy number 12 in the Don Callis family now.
See, how dumb is this? Why would you put him in the Callis family when there's already how many dudes? Like, really? Like, why does he need to be part of this family, dude? He's going to be lost in the shuffle.
Because they don't know what else to do. Like, what did I just say about him a minute ago? Like, you know, nobody knows what to do with. They have no idea. They know they want, like, Tony knows he wants him, because that's his way to get a shot at WWE. Even if Tony doesn't want him, he wants him, just so he can have him. But
that he was coming in, please. Well, look at what this saying. Texas says Andrade joins the Don Callis family to be a rung below Hechicero. Dumb. Well, to be fair, Hechicero's been there longer, so
right. You know, we have a seniority system here in the Don Callis family, right? Yeah, we're definitely going to get an Hechicero painting before we get an Andrade painting. So
100.
Don't worry about that.
100. Right.
So next is Mark Briscoe cutting a promo on MJF, which, you know, anytime Mark Briscoe cuts a promo, it's 10 out of 10, no notes. I don't care. Whatever he says is 10. He
was very chill with his promo. You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
Well, yeah, because
chilled. You know what I mean?
Well, because, and I'll tell you why that makes sense. Because he won.
Right. Well, yeah.
What is there to be mad about now? He said he was going to shut him up and run him off, and he did. So, like, why still be mad? He, you know, very calm, and it shows that that's in a kayfabe sense, but in a shoot sense, you know, Mark Briscoe has levels and gears. He can do any kind of promo. That's one of the things that I used to say about the Briscoes a lot when I first started watching them as a tag team, is like, these guys can do anything. They're like Swiss Army knives. Like, you could have them be silly. You could have them be, not that Jay would never be like really silly, but he could definitely, Jay would definitely have humorous things that he would say. Even when he was mad, he could do it in a humorous way. Right. And they could be serious. They could be dead serious. They could, you know, they could work any type of match. They could do any kind of promo you wanted. So that's why I was like, man, these guys should be way bigger stars. And Mark Briscoe's still here, so he's proven that you could do anything. You could ask him to do anything that you want, and he'll be able to deliver. And they do ask him to do a lot, but a lot of it's the same stuff over and over again. So they're not really maximizing Mark Briscoe, but at least he's the most consistent working guy. You know,
he's always on television, man. I mean, you can't be upset about that if you're Mark, right? I mean, you know, he's doing what he has to do. But like you said, Jay was always the more serious one. Mark would always be the comedic sort of brother. Like, remember, like when Jay would be cutting a promo, you'd have Mark Briscoe kind of in the background, sort of ad-libbing him. You know what I mean? Like, but in a funny way. Even if Jay was all serious, Mark would be like, "Yeah, you heard him." You know what I mean? Like, he'd say some shit like just to play off of what Jay would say. It still trips me out that Jay's not with us though anymore, dude. Like, I mean, that is crazy to even think about.
Such
man.
a damn
It's
shame.
weird. Absolutely shame.
Well, speaking of a shame, Kyle Fletcher. He's going to have a match with Orange Cassidy.
Oh, God.
And Kyle Fletcher also comes out with Hologram. What's Hologram doing here with Kyle Fletcher?
Is it a hologram, if you get my drift?
I think I do.
He's hollow.
Yeah. Well, he ends up interfering, and then Orange Cassidy gets his brain squeezed out by the top turnbuckle when he gets dropped on it. That brain buster.
Right.
And then they get more heat on him. And then the conglomeration come out to save. And then the Callis family pose. And then Hologram rips off his mask and his little H cape. And it turns out it was El Clone all along. Oh my God, the debut of El Clone.
El Clone?
So this is the part where you first saw Andrade? When he's just standing out there with these guys? And you're like, when did he show up?
And that's why I was like, hang on a minute, what the fuck? What did I miss? Because I was watching the whole I watched the whole thing. I just don't understand why they cut that. I don't know why they did that, dude. One of the most important parts, too. Strange.
Well, speaking of important,
the first time.
The debut of Clone.
He looks exactly the same. He looks a bit bigger, obviously, than the normal hologram. But who is it exactly?
This guy is Ares,
Okay,
a wrestler named Ares.
And okay,
I admit that I'm not familiar with his stuff.
I mean, neither am I. So I've got no clue who Ares is. I assume he's Aries sort of thing, but
yeah, maybe, but
something like that. But yeah, I have no idea.
He just looks like some indie garbage wrestler when you Google his pictures, but
Really?
the tattoos are the same, so I'm pretty sure it's him.
Interesting. Yeah. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, so Renee is with Mercedes, and then they're talking about, women's tag team titles. And of course that means that a puppet goes into frame and starts yapping. So we know that Harley is going to make her appeal to team up with Mercedes once again. And Mercedes is like, every time I team up with you, you lose. And, but she's not going to give up. We're going to expect more campaigning from Harley and the puppet to be Mercedes' partner.
Could we possibly see tag team champions with them too? Somehow, some way.
Yes, it's very possible.
That's the scary part. It really is.
Think about it. Think about this. Think about this possibility. Just after thinking about it for 1 second, I already had the idea of Mercedes, having yet another belt. But because Harley has the other belt, and Harley's going to do anything Mercedes wants, Mercedes is going to be like, give me your belt too, so you can have another belt. See, that's just a creative idea I just immediately thought of with no time whatsoever. And let's see if they even think of that, if they actually do it, which they may not. They may want to be more serious for the first tag team champions, but
they're not going to.
Who cares about being serious, right? Just do my idea. Well,
when it comes to AEW, yeah, I mean, let's be real. They're not going to think of that. But then again, if they're listening, and if they do it, I don't care what anyone says. They heard it from here. They heard it from you.
You heard it here first, guys.
Exactly.
You literally did.
So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But I can see it. You're right. I can see it for whatever dumb circumstances. But then they'll turn Mercedes into a babyface in some ways if they do go that route. But we'll see. Unless she just bullies Cameron the whole time, you know what I mean? And just, orders it.
Well, that's what she did before.
Right. So they'll probably go that way. But we'll see. We'll see what happens because I don't care about, female tag team championships right now in AEW. We so don't need it, but we're getting it. So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. So here's another multi-person match. We have the Death Riders versus Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, And of course, hang person Adam Page.
Dude, I'm already getting gassed out by all these multi-man matches as it is. Because they continuously, I feel like it's a rib on me at this point. I thought Collision was the show that had all those matches, but Dynamite is becoming the same thing. I've asked you this a million times, Vet, but it hasn't registered in my head properly. But what is TK's obsession, bro, with these multi-person? I get it. Have everyone on the show and whatever. I get it, right? But come on, bro. Is this a tag team promotion? Is that what it's become? It's really, he does that more than single matches every week, bro, on both shows. Except for pay-per-views are the only ones that seem to have multi-singles matches. You know what I mean? Whereas every week for the last few weeks, we just keep getting 6-man tag matches, normal tag matches, 6 women tag matches. I mean, come on, bro. And one singles match that I can think of is too much.
Do you think that's just because he looks at New Japan and thinks that because of the way they do things, that he needs to have an American version of that? Because if you think about it, there's what was that?
I have no idea.
Someone hit a glockenspiel in your house?
Did you hit something? Oh, it was you. Wow, that was loud, dude. That was really loud. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So if you have these factions where they just have multi-person tags all up the card and then maybe one singles match is a main event or something. If he thinks he's doing that, that could be one reason. But he's not, though, because he doesn't always do it. He just kind of does whatever. So it's probably just more in the sense of what you said about, well, we just have everybody here, so let's get all these people on. Because it really doesn't matter. The TV show's the TV show. I don't know what anybody would really be expecting from it.
But it should matter. You know what I mean?
Especially if they are on the pay-per-views, like you said, having more singles matches, then it's he's basically saying a singles match is a premium, so that's why you should build up to that and then get people to buy it. And these tag team matches are all just previews, so you could see the people, see their entrance, see them do their moves, and then if you want a full match, maybe they'll have one on the pay-per-view.
I guess he's trying to take a page out of WCW's book in a way, because that was similar in that sense. When they would book, it was for Nitro or Thunder or whatever, right? Look at the main event. Shivani would be losing his shit. You got Luger, you got, you know what I mean, Sting and the Outsiders and whatnot, all in the tag match. And yeah, it feels like a big deal and whatnot. But even WCW weren't this crazy about it. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't always the same shit week in, week out in terms of tag matches. But whatever. But I don't know, man. If he came out and said that, though, with what you said, that the singles matches are premium matches, just say for pay-per-views, then I can understand it. But he doesn't come out and say that. So,
well, nor should you really. It should just be a thing that's subconscious. Anyway, if anybody was still conscious for the end of this match, Buckshot to Claudio, because that's who you're going to want to beat out of all the Death Riders anyway.
Dude, he's been eating a lot of pins lately too. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, well, fuck him. And then Joe and Paige get into it afterwards, and Hobbs and security have to keep the peace here.
Well, did you see what Hangman did, the piece of shit?
Well, yeah, tell the people what Hangman did.
Well, basically, now I'm sure everyone saw it, but he, at the end of the match, he threw everyone their belts. So obviously, you know how, what's it called? Powerhouse Hobbs and Joe, they're 2/3 of the 6-man tag belts or whatever, the trios champions, whatever you want to call it. And the way he threw it at Hobbs was cool, but when he gave it to Joe, he just sort of tossed it at him and it hit the floor instead of Joe catching it. So he got upset. He's like, what the hell? You disrespecting me like that? First, he took the pin, if you remember, he got the win, which he was already pissed off about. But the bout just set him over the line where he's like, You're gonna disrespect me like that? You know what I mean? You're just gonna toss it to me? And you know what? I was like, yeah, fuck him, man. Why is he like? He's such, and this is why I can't get behind Hangman. Whatever they're trying to do with him, is it really a babyface type of character, dude? He comes across as like an obnoxious, I'm better than everybody else in this friggin' like whole building. Like, he's not a babyface to me, bro. I don't get the babyface traits. Why? Because he always claws his way back. He's not even a good friend, dude. He always turns on his friends. No, really though, if you look at his character, right? That's the way they're booking him. He's usually always a traitor. He doesn't give a fuck about anyone else. All he cares about is himself, yet everyone gets behind him. Like, how does that work? Yeah, exactly. Like Zane says, empty-headed dumb fuck. You know what I mean? Like, really? Like,
well,
I just don't understand
Punk was trying to tell us, and
right, exactly.
But I mean, we already saw it before you even got there.
No, exactly.
Look, I just whatever. I mean, like you said, and everybody's seen it every week. If they want to cheer for him, fine, whatever. Doesn't matter. They're not even, because people aren't cheering the characters anymore. They cheer who they perceive the other people to be. You know?
Right.
So if somebody says something out of pocket on social media or whatever, then they might get booed at the arena, even if they're supposed to be a babyface. Who knows? Doesn't really matter though.
But this is Texas hit the nail on the head. All this done was to set up for a main event at Wrestle Dream for freaking Joe to lose against Hangman anyway. And see how lazy that shit is though? That's it. There's your storyline. Bang.
Well, even Zane Vicious also says, who's Punk's friend?
Well, exactly right. It's
so
true,
is that what we're doing? So, and that's the other thing. You think it was an indignity to have Hangman flip a belt at you? Just wait till you have to sell for him and lose to him. I'm sure you'll really love that.
Jesus Christ, man! It's facts, bro. And yeah, thank you, George. Jimmy talking about the backwards world we live in today. Well, yeah, we are. It's all backwards, bro.
So we get a dueling promo package of Jet Speed and Willow, and FTR and Stokely. So it's one of those kind of cut together kind of things. I like when they do this, but they don't do it consistently enough. So I don't know. Yeah. I guess I just like to see more. But also I don't really need to see more of any of these people except for Stokely. So
that's it.
Yeah. All right.
They've been doing this every week too, kind of. I mean, not the same way. Like you said, it's not consistent. But especially with FTR, they've been doing similar shit over and over again. But anyway.
So speaking of Hang Person, Renee is with him, and he's going to actually make the challenge to Joe. So the champion making the challenge.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Then we get Timeless Tony Storm versus Ty Mello. I just wrote down, duh, because you know who's winning. And
yeah, but how long did it take, Vet?
It took about as long as it should take. And then she gets on the mic and throws out a challenge to Statlander in the only way that Tony knows how.
We'll get to that too on Collision, dude, which is weird.
So we get another one of those promo package things with Eddie Kingston, and he's got a match with Dralistico coming up, but that, Dralistico doesn't say anything. So Sammy Guevara is actually talking in this package. So there you go. Renee gets Joe's answer. Of course, he'll take the title shot. And he's pretty mad. But Joe knows how to do a promo basically. Joe's like the best. He's not like the best promo now, but like if you were to drop Joe into the 80s, that would be like a majorly good promo. You know what I mean? Like he'd be so different than everybody because he does the yelling wrestler thing, but with just enough quiet, so that he would stand out a little bit more.
Exactly how he does it. It's perfectly put, actually.
Yeah. Today's Samoa Joe, though, it's just like a tiny bit forced at times, but he's still like a 8.5 out of 10 most of the time.
Oh, absolutely. But you know what? You bring up an interesting point. Do you feel like he's starting to phone it in a little bit lately? He's sort of letting himself go a little bit as well, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know. I think Joe's one of those guys that's smart enough to work up to whatever he's given. So like
sure.
if you're giving him trios championships and random matches, then you're gonna get random Joe, like not gonna need to work too hard. I'm sure in the title match he'll show up like we'd expect him to.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And like that professor said, Joe in NWA 87 promo would be fire.
Right. Yeah, I mean, obviously somebody like Black Bart's not going to hold a candle.
Unrealistic Cliff Burton wants to know, so what's the heat Sting has with anyone? So no story, he's in a tag match for no reason? You're talking about his son, I assume?
Yeah, what? Yeah, Sting. Yeah, I don't
know. You're gonna have to elaborate a little bit.
He must have started the show like just recently when we were still talking about that.
It must be, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, you got to actually watch the show live. Unrealistic Cliff Burton. You're way behind. We're done talking about that, and we've moved on to the review portion. African American part. Yeah. Don't have a cow, man. All right.
Yeah. Don't have a cow, man.
All right. So next match. This is probably where I was like, am I really sitting here watching this right now on the 6th anniversary show that's supposed to be like, so it's GOA versus the Swirl. Now, me just saying that, I'm sure everybody at home can already think of at least 2 things wrong with this. But let me just tell you, this match going to a break and not being over is crazy. As the kids say, going to a break in this match is crazy. What in the world makes you think that the Swirl could survive a match with GOA? Furthermore, why is the Swirl in a match with GOA? You are taking these 2 dork heels and put them against another heel team. For what purpose? Was Top Flight busy? This seems like a Top Flight thing, right? A Sky Flight thing? Shouldn't somebody like that be in this spot? Or to get the random guys from Ring of Honor to be in this spot? Like, if you're giving them a strong win, why are you picking heels, underdog heels at this point? Are we supposed to, like, have sympathy for the fucking Swirl?
Especially considering why they called the Swirl, right? I mean, anyway.
Dude,
so creative,
Blake Christian is a one-man Swirl. You're just adding more chocolate over with when you get Lee Johnson in it.
Hence the Swirl.
No, he's already a Swirl, and then it's extra chocolate. Like, that's too much. Right. So,
I know.
Whatever about that. But the point is, 2 heel teams. Yeah, like you're having heels squash heels, but it's not a squash. It takes fucking forever.
You know what, man? It feels like TK's got a thing for the Swirl lately, dude. He kind of likes him. I feel. You know what I mean? Even though they're not winning.
It's fine. Look, I hate the Swirl, all right?
Me too. I can't stand him, dude.
It ain't my company. So if you want to use them, use them. But this isn't the spot.
I agree.
Like, what is it? Like, you're having these dorks make a babyface comeback but they're heels. Their whole thing is their heels.
I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's backwards,
so,
man. It's backwards.
So finally, GOA gets a win somehow. I guess when they finally got bored or whatever. But then the Hurt Syndicate comes out, and then MVP apologizes because he let his team down. But next week, he wants to try again, but he doesn't want to have a wrestling match. He wants to have a street fight. Because God forbid that you couldn't have done anything in a street fight that you couldn't have done in that match you fucking lost, right?
Exactly. It's not like there's rules.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
The referees just stand there and go, I don't know. So, like, why didn't you just street fight him when you had the tag team match? But whatever. Again, not disparaging MVP. I'm sure he's just he's doing his best, all right? MVP,
Right.
they hand him this barrel of lemons, and they're like, "Do something," and he's like, "All right, get to squeezing."
Get to squeezing. Exactly. I mean, it is what it is.
And then Ricochet just agrees, like, "Yeah, we'll do it." Wait, heels. Ricochet says, "No, this is how you do this." MVP puts out a challenge. Ricochet says, "I don't think so."
Right.
Then,
no, that doesn't happen.
then later you say Tony Khan thinks it's a good idea, so he has just announced that, and then you see Ricochet like selling it, like he's mad later, like I said no. You know, like what are we doing
bro.
here? It's
Right.
this simple.
It's 101. Like I said, it's really that. But whatever reason, it just I don't know, man. He doesn't understand. That's what I mean, Vet. Like, does he not understand the fundamentals of like pro wrestling? Because that's a fundamental thing, is it not? I mean, come on. But it doesn't exist.
I think his brain's broken.
He's well, I mean,
Not that he was ever good at this, but it's worse now.
it is.
Everybody's
worse. Actually,
sliding.
It is worse. You're right. It's worse. I don't know.
I can't
how,
even
why.
put it on Tony, dude. The WWE is doing the same thing. Like every booking decision they make is like,
WWE's been a slog too, bro. That's true. That's I don't know what's going on there, but
Everybody's forgetting. It's like they never knew anything. So like back in the day when these guys like Triple H or Shawn Michaels or whatever, when they used to actually do it night in, night out, I guess that was just robotics, because clearly none of it has been retained over the years once they're out of practice. Like I keep seeing things on NXT, Raw, and SmackDown that I'm just like, I'm sorry, I thought you guys were the Clique. Like, shouldn't you know better? Wouldn't you have roasted some rookie wrestler for doing the things that you guys have on your show right now? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
And just quietly, I totally agree with the professor here. They do need a figurehead in a way on the show, because nothing makes sense the way everything's. It's really like it's like the inmates are running the asylum.
They
Kayfabe
almost had it with Chris Daniels.
True, they did,
but they never really said he's the general manager or whatever. He would just sometimes come out and make the announcements of things, but it was only on certain people. So it made it look like he was playing favorites, and then they just abandoned that altogether and just said, you know what, you manage Skyflight now. Like, okay, why? Anyways, so that was our one brush with general managerism.
But yeah, they need something like that, dude. Otherwise, it just looks like it's all dumb and stupid. Like, whatever. Anyway, I mean,
but I love, but yeah. So anyway, yeah. Just to recap, it's heels versus heels versus heels. It's the heel demand versus the heel swirl. Heels up. Then the heels come out, challenge the heels, and the heels agree nobly to their challenge. Like, yes, we will fight you in your street fight, sir.
Sir, yes, we will. Yeah, I know, it's stupid, dude. It is what it is. That's why we can't go into this anymore thinking like this, because all it does is do our heads in, and it just pisses everyone up. Like, do you know what I mean?
The messed up part is I'm not trying to. If any of you guys were to watch, like, instead of watching AEW, but watching me watch AEW, you'd be like, funny. That is so checked out. He's not even he's like, I'm on my phone, like I'm over here on my desktop. I might be, I'm doing anything. I'm trying to do anything but watch this show, and this stuff pulls me in like gravity. Like, wait, who went over this? Why is this match still on? Like I'm trying to ignore it, and the stupidness is like pulling me in. So I'm just like,
you know what?
You love that?
Experiment.
Watch along?
I think
well, you're just going to have to stick with Brandon for that, okay? He does the watch alongs, because I can't do this shit when it's live.
Bro. He actually enjoys it, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, he's the guy for that, but I'm just telling you, man, it's hilarious.
Great for HBK.
Watching me watch wrestling would be hilarious.
That would be kind of funny, just seeing you not give a shit. I don't know why, but I could see it. I could just see people being invested in watching you.
I mean,
watch AEW.
Lately, I've been jumping in the Raw with Brandon because I kind of like end up awake. Like I always would try to sleep until the Impact attack, but I keep waking up early now, so I just jump in. So like you can kind of see it there, but WWE doesn't fuck up as bad as often as AEW does, so it's probably a little less entertaining.
Not as bad as SmackDown. It's true. Did I just fade away there for a second?
Yeah, your internet is
a bit wonky, isn't it? Yeah, I can see it.
I think you're back to normal now, though.
Yeah.
So Renee gets an answer from Statlander and Harley. Alicia is with Don Callis, and we're gonna get Brodito versus Okadeshita, I guess, if you want to combine names for the two Japanese guys that he has there that don't kind of like each other. It'll be one of those classic "can they coexist" things. And then we get to our main event finally. The best way to celebrate 6 years of Dynamite is a mixed tag team match with Darby and Chris Statlander versus Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir.
What a match.
What a match.
Is this really a main event, bro? Like
it was the main event. With overrun and everything.
And thumbtacks.
Oh, of course.
I mean, shit.
So I kind of like, despite everything, I kind of like the finish idea, because what they did was, Marina, like, I mean, it kind of sucked how they didn't perform it necessarily great, but the idea was there. So
right.
Yuta goes to throw powder on.
That was weird, dude. Did they miss? The cameraman sort of missed.
No, he just. It was so obvious he could have stopped himself, because I forget who it was. I don't remember if it was Darby or Statlander. It might have been Darby, like Marina and Darby. But anyways, the point is he accidentally, the person ducks and he throws at Marina's face. So she's blind. So she grabs. So Darby kind of, I'm sorry. I don't remember. This was days ago now. So one of them shoves, Yuta into Marina, and Marina probably thinks it's Darby, so she puts the chokehold on him. So she's choking Yuta out and takes him down. She's blind. She doesn't know. Then Statlander climbs up while they're on the ground, hits a 450 on both of them, which, by the way, all knees to Yuta. Poor guy. Like, she Billy Kidman'd him. She Billy Kidman'd the shit out of him. Then, after that, Darby does the coffin drop. Carby does the dolphin drop right off the top onto them two, and it's a 1-2-3, and the babies win over the Death Riders. But then Tony Storm comes out, and her and Chris Statlander start throwing the worst punches. Then security comes out, and then Darby is in the ring whipping Yuta with a belt, because why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and then Pac comes in and blindsides him, and they kick the shit out of him, and then Moxley gets in the ring and does his little, Fireman Fred, and I'm going to hose you. That old thing. He says, I don't know how, but I'm going to make you say, I quit.
And then, I quit match, I assume, for Wrestle Dream. Will we be dreaming watching this pay-per-view? I wonder. Maybe. There's a big possibility. But Charles the Hammer Alford says, I'd rather see Statlander in a dress and heels because she's a beautiful young woman. I mean, sure.
Well, aliens need love too.
Right. I mean, she's looking very alien again. Have you noticed that? What's up with that? What's going on? So we're going back to Andromeda, I guess? Like in the near future? Is that...
Where's all the sign language too?
Don't be surprised if we're slowly transitioning back into that somehow, but whatever. It'd be good if they'd done some sort of alien abduction storyline. Wouldn't that be funny for AEW? Come on, bro. That would be a laugh. But anyway, I hope we don't see that.
Yeah, they abducted her when she was trying to turn into a broke Rhea Ripley.
Remember that? She was mummy.
Which
Wow.
connection there? Main character of Alien movies, Sigourney Weaver, is Ellen Ripley, right?
Yeah.
See and she's an alien, so connection.
And she was calling herself Mummy as well, which is absolutely horrendous at the time. Anyway, whatever they're trying to do. See, and Cooper, I'm saying, Jimmy, are you saying she's out of this world? That's exactly what I'm saying, actually, Josh. But anyway,
she's out of
let's
something.
Get away from this.
Collision.
Yeah,
you've heard of this show.
I believe I have.
We're definitely doing the opening promos again, so that's a plus.
Why does that happen randomly? I hate that, dude.
Well, 2 weeks in a row. Let's 2 weeks in a row. They're on pace to do it forever now. We can just assume it'll be every week, right?
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you who all it was, but here's the weird part, though. So Orange Cassidy was going to do one, but then and they had the music in the background, but then Pac walks in and then the music stops and then they just have a conversation. I was like, hey, wait a minute. What is this? You're ruining it, Pac. But anyway, he challenges Orange on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Remember, it's Dynamite is on Tuesday this week.
Right. And it's a homecoming show, right? I believe.
Yeah.
We're going
because NXT just had a homecoming show.
Oh, what do you know? And we're going back to Daly's place, I believe. That's what's
right.
happening.
So we're taking on Homecoming AEW edition is taking on NXT Invasion. Oops, excuse me. I mean Showdown.
Right.
So head to head once again. Let's see who can come out on top.
I think NXT will come out on top for some reason.
Well, now we're gonna find out who comes out on top in this match, our opening contest, which is the Death Riders again. Versus Jay Lethal and that hot young tag team of Adam Priest and Dynamite Kid. Not quite.
No, we need freaking Dynamite Kid. Have you noticed the kid's losing his hair already?
Yes.
What's up?
I noticed that from the first time he showed up.
I actually just noticed that for the first time, but
dude,
and also
he's going bald, and he didn't even get the benefits of using steroids.
That's what I'm saying. How is he losing it already, dude? Jeez. And his pal, what's his name again? The other guy?
Adam Priest.
That's it, Adam Priest. He reminds me of Crash Holly, man, in his look. Almost like a cross between Ridge Holland and Crash Holly, but a small
Ridge Holly
version. Ridge Holly, there you go. There we go.
Except not as big or interesting as either of those guys. It doesn't.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but guess who's watching this match in the back with breathless anticipation, Jimmy?
Who was it? Because I think I missed this part, actually.
If I give you this as a hint, and we already talked about him earlier.
The Zero? What is that, man?
If I was to do this, I'm not stirring it, but I'm...
Swirl, the swirl. Yeah, right. Yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
Did you?
Yeah, they didn't say nothing. They just sat there.
No, they just sat there watching.
Right.
So, okay. So, let me get this straight. You got this job guy from Ring of Honor. You've got the Sparkler Kid. And you got... Well, it's not even a firecracker. It's certainly not Dynamite.
Definitely not.
The best thing I can use to describe this guy in firework terms is a sparkler. So...
A sparkler.
So you got the Sparkler Kid, a job guy from Ring of Honor, and decorated multi-company wrestler Jay Lethal. Now, who do you think they're going to beat in this?
But that's the sad part, dude. That's the sad. I mean, what are they doing to Jay Lethal, bro? He's just become like, I forgot he was even there at times. Like, wasn't Jeff Jarrett going for a world title, if I remember correctly? Wasn't this his going away thing and he's going to win? Do you remember that, dude?
That was months ago.
But did he not say that, though?
I think this is long-term storytelling. I think.
Okay. All right. Wow.
We're in the part of the story where he forgot about it and does the kickoff shows for months.
Someone needs to bring that up to Double J, man, because
Yeah. Hey, remember?
Came back to my mind. Right. No shit. I would have.
No, he got his ass kicked one time and he quit. So
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. So Daniel Garcia finally answers Fatty Magic. About because Magic won't let up. He won't stop asking him why he did what he did. And he finally snaps on him and tells him basically what he said was he was surrounded by losers. You're a loser. I'm with winners now. I mean, they didn't win on the main event of Dynamite, but other than that, they are winners.
I mean, shit. And you know what? He was being respectful to him still, dude. They could have kicked the shit out of him. You know, he wanted answers. He got his answer. You're a loser, bro. That's it. I mean, is his partner going to come back or is he just permanently whipped to Ruby Soho? Is that what's going on there? Or?
Oh, I'm sure he'll eventually come back and they'll try to make some kind of a real angle out of this. And then we're going to get a match with Cool Hand Parker versus Daniel Garcia, and it'll probably be the main event of Collision.
Oh, shit. Well, I'm not looking forward to that, whatever it is, man. But like the professor says, the Swirl versus Death Riders is money. Sure is. Money.
Professor, you're losing your credentials.
That's his new favorite tag team he was telling me the other day. I'm joking, Prof.
Okay, all right. So Renee is with the matriarchy, and Nick Wayne is quite sure that he's about to be cleared for competition, and then the doctor's like, no, your foot still sucks. You're going to need another 6 to 8 weeks. And then he's mad.
Is this long-term storytelling?
Again, a heel that's excited to come back from injury.
I mean,
instead of trying to milk it and stay injured as long as he can, like, you know, every other classic heel.
I don't know what to take. That's why someone needs to ask these tough questions, bro. I would love to actually sit there and actually say it straight up. Tony, what are you thinking? What do you realize that you got multiple heels going up again? Like, does he realize it? That's what I want to know. Like, I don't think he thinks that far. Like, I don't think he thinks that. He just looks at wrestlers.
How could he not? The guy thinks about every other detail. Like, he remembers everything from everywhere. How does he not think of that? He has to. He must just ignore it for whatever reason. But I don't know.
Weird thing.
So, all right. Anna Jay versus Jamie Hayter.
I mean, the only good thing was just Anna Jay, man. I mean, really, she's only there for looks and that's it, bro. I mean, she's too wholesome for professional wrestling as well, dude. I feel like maybe you see her nose was bleeding at the end of the match. It's like, man, you're too nice to be a wrestler, sort of thing. If you know what I'm saying, like she should just do something else, man. I'm sure she could be a big time model or some shit like that and be a pro wrestler. It's not in her, dude, to be this. You know what I mean? Same with Tay Mello. Just retire already. Take care of your kid. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Just retire.
Just retire, man. Nothing. This is not personal, but seriously, it's a waste of time with them wrestling. Really. I mean, other than the looks, especially with Anna Jay, that's all she is, bro. She's just eye candy, man. I mean.
Well, anyway, she eats a haterade for her troubles, and, you know, at whatever point she got busted in the nose, I don't know, because goddamn, I wasn't going to watch this shit, but I did see that, you know, Hayter was kind enough to help her back up, so, you know, they're still friends. No hard feelings.
No hard feelings. I mean, two baby faces. From all the heels versus heels, we've got two baby faces now going at it. Not that it matters.
All right, Lexi is with Max Caster. And then...
Speaking of heels.
Yeah, right? Or is it? And
I
then,
don't know, bro. I don't know anymore.
right. And then the learning tree come in, but they're not even called the learning tree anymore. Who knows what they're calling? B team, I guess. The new B
I have
team.
no idea.
Big Bill
I
and
don't know.
Brian Bakeith.
Maybe.
Yeah, all B's.
But this made me laugh. I'll say that much, especially with what's his name coming into it. But
Well,
anyway.
yeah. So Anthony Bowens comes in, and not to be outdone by, Max Caster's framed certification that he is the best wrestler alive. He's got like 3 framed photos of
Gay
magazines,
certifications.
I presume, or something. One of them,
Of pro
one of the
wrestling.
magazines is called Gay Times, and part of me was like, I want to find out if that's a real thing. But then I was like, I don't want Google to see me search for that. So I'm just going to take their word for it. I don't want that in my, I don't want
Smart.
the algorithm to get the wrong idea and start giving me new ads. So
You'll be known as the vet for a different reason, vet, after that.
yeah,
But anyway,
Zane looks surprised.
well, you Google
I
it,
guess he
Zane,
didn't
and
watch
tell us.
Collision, even though he's the most knowledgeable person about pro wrestling. You should have watched Collision. You would have seen this amazing. I forget what the other 2 things he had were, but
That was
I mean,
gay
I could
related.
just-
They're all gay related. But the gay time
yeah,
was what?
I could only presume.
Dude, can I say there's a ice cream bar here, right, called a Golden Gay Time. I'm not kidding.
Okay,
It's
but
actually
that
one of the
means
best-
like we're just having
Happy.
fun.
right, exactly. But it's one of the best ice creams that there is. Trust me when I say
Right.
that, right? But that's what I was thinking, like the gay time thing, right? With him, I started thinking of the ice cream, and if there is a gay time that actually exists. But like you said, you know what I do like about Bones? He doesn't come across as the type of guy. We all know he's gay, right? But he can sort of like joke about it. Does that make sense? Without him actually getting upset about it. You know what I mean? He can kind of see the ha-ha to it, which is fine. I hope he does anyway. Like, for all you know, he could be forced to do it. And maybe he doesn't want to do it deep down, but I doubt it. He seems to be enjoying it somewhat.
Well, he doesn't shove it down our throat.
No, no, he doesn't. Let's hope he doesn't in the future.
It took Jimmy a second there, but he got it.
But no, I got it. But anyway.
Yeah, whatever. But the point is, well, he as I would say he normally does until he comes in with 3 framed items here.
But that's funny though. I'll give him that.
Right.
It's kind of hilarious. So I'm cool with that.
So anyway, speaking of gay times, Sammy Guevara and his partner Roosh, which not, I wouldn't put in the same category, versus,
Absolutely not.
are you ready for the team? Shane Stetson and Cha Cha Charlie.
Charlie, bro. You know what? Shit, I just, oh my God. Dude, I've seen Cha Cha Charlie in the past, but he cracked me up, bro. And then Roosh is running him over like he's nobody, like nobody's business. Dude, it was entertaining to see. I'm not going to lie. I actually kind of got a chuckle out of that match too. And Cha
Chuckle
Cha
Charlie?
Charlie, he's funny, bro.
You know what else is funny? The
What, Disco
announcers
Dave?
having to explain that his normal partner, Disco whatever, I can't even remember his name, Disco something, Disco Stew. He was injured, so Shane Stetson just had to. I'm like, if his partner's injured, why don't you replace that whole team with 2 other guys? Why would you? What is the point of even bringing this up? Like, gimmick guy and regular guy. Like, okay, whatever. Who cares? Who
Cha-Cha
cares?
was a
You know what's
star.
going to happen here.
Right.
This ain't the 6th anniversary of Collision, so we can have a job match. And anyways, this transitions smoothly into Kingston versus Dralistico because
Yeah, weirdly.
Dralistico's already out there as a corner man for the first match, and now he gets in there for his match. And Sammy goes to the desk. But eventually, as you can imagine, Eddie Kingston hits his back fist on Dralistico for the win. Was anything solved, or was it just getting started? Maybe a war with LFI now. Hook and Eddie Kingston versus Roosh and Drolistico, or Roosh and Sammy, or Sammy and Drolistico. Or maybe Preston Vance will come back and he'll be one of them. Like, what do you think?
Where is Preston Vance actually?
I thought he died in Mexico trying to escape the cartel prison, but
well, yeah, there was that. Didn't they get stabbed and they were in bloody mess, and that was the end of it, right?
yeah, I thought so. Well, maybe he's dead. Okay, now this is the part where this is where my feed ended, because you know how, like, when you go to the bootleg feed, right?
Right.
They usually cut it up and do part 1, part 2, right?
Yep.
So part 1 ended in the middle of Eddie Kingston versus Drolistico match. So I didn't get to finish. So I go start part 2. Part 2 starts with the Triangle of Madness beating up Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter in the back, which skips a huge chunk of the show.
That's weird.
So I was like, wait, who won the match? So I go to HBO Max, I go to the part, I see Eddie Kingston hit the back fist, and then after that, MXM comes out, which I'm like, I haven't seen them in forever. And they put out like some open challenge thing. It's that, well, and Johnny TV and Taya are out there.
Yeah.
So who answers this but more heels? Because we didn't get enough heel versus heel action. So here comes the Don Callis family. It's Kyle Fletcher. It's Josh Alexander. It's Konosuke Takeshita. And it's also El Clone as a corner man.
That's right. It's true. Heels versus heels.
Yes. And the Don Callis family beats, as Jim Cornette would say, beats the absolute teetotal shit out of MXM Collection and Johnny. And Taya just watches on in horror. And at one point, Johnny just leaves them and like, fuck it. They're done. We're out of here. And yeah.
Dude, did you notice, speaking of corny, did you notice a sign actually in the Collision crowd that says corny is a Vince Russo guy?
Yes, I did.
That's funny. Whoever that was, shout outs to them.
Yep. Well, yeah, shout outs to them for not getting their sign confiscated.
Yeah, surprisingly. I mean, I guess it went under the radar, man, for whatever
reason.
It
did look like they probably walked in with a blank poster and then wrote it on the spot, because it was not a very like artistic sign.
A yellow piece of paper, like a A4 piece of paper too, no less.
Yeah. Malaka Jones wants to know where's Moose. You could see him get buried on Tuesday. But until then, we have Lexi with the Castle Runners. The Outrunners are very excited. They think maybe trios titles could possibly be happening, but Dalton Castle seems like he's feeling the pressure. Like, we gave him everything at once, he said, and now there's nothing left, and he can't take all this pressure. And then they lift him up and carry him out, and he says, actually, on second thought, I feel all right. So whatever there, funny character stuff. But
do you like these three together by any chance, Vet?
Yeah, at one point Dalton Castle was really good.
I used to be a big fan of his.
I don't think he is anymore, but it's not too late to turn it around, I guess. One thing right off the bat, you got to do something with that beard, because you look homeless. You can't grow a beard, so like, don't try to grow a beard. Maybe just go clean shaven. Like, I don't understand, or just mustache. But the way he has like the patchy sideburns and stuff, it just makes him look like really homeless. So that doesn't fit the gimmick. The gimmick is glamorous.
Right, and flamboyant and shit. Like,
yeah.
Where are they going with this, you think, Vet? Like, what are they trying to get at here? Like,
trios titles?
Is it all about him doubting himself too? I'm talking about Dalton Castle, obviously.
I don't know. I can't say for sure, because this is more character development than we get with anybody else. So, yeah, leave it to Dalton Castle and Outrunners to have character. And it's probably all up to them, too.
Well, I hope it is, actually.
All right. So the Death Triangle, the Triangle of Madness. Oh, you want to do the voice? Might as well do the voice. Triangle of Madness.
Right.
It's
wait. Oops. I'm gonna just find it quickly, but
it's Queen Aminata. It's Jamie Hayter. They're doing an interview, minding their own business, and then here comes
the Triangle of Madness.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they beat him up. And
The
Tekla
Dark
talks
Triangle.
again.
I mean, again, too many multi-person fucking crap going on, bro. Like, it's easy to get lost in the shuffle with all this, man. I'm just, and happy birthday to
Dark,
wait, what's her name again? For crying out
Sky.
loud. So that's it.
Dark Sky.
Who turned, I don't know how old, but it was her birthday a few days ago. So happy birthday to her.
She is 26.
Is she? She's
Seven.
probably even younger for, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I
mean,
forget
you're
how old
probably
she is.
right.
She used to
Actually,
be
I'll
pretty
look it up.
young, but time goes by so fast. I wake up one day
Yeah.
and people are 5 years older, so I can't even
It's
tell anymore.
weird, bro. It's
Somebody's going
weird.
to correct us anyway, so we'll just wait for that. But in the
Yeah.
meantime, the professor's favorite part,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Kevin Knight challenged anybody from FTR to a match, and it's going to be Axon.
Oh, God. A lot of
She's
acts
26.
and references.
So I was right? Or did I
Yeah,
say 25?
you're right.
first?
Oh, no, is she 25? 26. Josh said.
Well, Josh wouldn't be wrong.
Nah, I'm sure he got it right. 26. Wow, she has actually gotten older. Wasn't she 19 when she debuted or some shit like that?
Everybody's gotten older, Jimmy. You just got 3 seconds older since you said that.
It's true, man. Very true.
So anyway, yeah, Axon. Of course FTR is going to try their shenanigans. Willow and Mike Bailey are not going to let him do it though. They're going to stop him, and Kevin Knight's going to get the win. So there you go.
Whatever. What is it going to do for either one of them? Probably nothing.
Yeah. And then Willow is like, you know what? I'm going to just get some of Stokely for old time's sake. So she goes to pick him up for the Dr. Bomb, and he's trying to fight it. And he's probably fighting a little longer because it's supposed to be Megalope coming out to make the save randomly, but maybe they took their time a little bit. So when they finally get out there and kick everybody's ass, Statlander and Tony come face to face for some reason.
And then
Why?
What the fuck was this, bro?
Yeah, I don't know.
What were they doing? They were just laying on the friggin' floor talking weird. Like what was it?
Yeah, so that happens, and then the Triangle of Madness break up this terrible fight between. It's like, I don't know what it was, but on Dynamite and here on Collision, they're throwing like the worst, some of the worst punches at each other. Like, don't even bother, guys. Don't even bother.
Can't throw it. Don't
Just
throw
pull
it.
your hair. Just pull hair.
Yeah. Be a
'Cause-
girl.
Yeah, make it look like you're really fighting. Don't try to punch.
It's true.
Oh, this is where Tekla gets back on the mic.
Ugh.
And then Harley Cameron's music plays for a second. She runs in. And then, even though they were already fighting, Statlander and Tony Storm go back to just staring at each other. So first you throw punches, then you get broken up, and then you're back with nobody stopping you, and then you forgive each other for the punches, and you're back to just staring.
And they were saying how they like each other too. Funny enough.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty weird. This is weird, bro. But anyway, continue on.
All right. Well, we're in the main event now. And
Finally.
what a main event it is. I'm sure this is a main event anywhere in the world. It's obviously the best that the Don Callis family has to offer that didn't get offered earlier. So that means it's Lance Archer, it's Hechicero, and Rocky Romero
Ugh.
versus the Orange Paragon.
Orange Paragon.
And before Tennessee Couponer could even type main event time, I'm done reviewing the main event. Rocky Romero taps out to an armbar by Kyle. I should say O'Reilly, because there is a Fletcher Kyle. He's going to come out there and just like stand there. And what a way to go off the air.
6 years of this. I mean, well, not with Collision anyway, but you know, with Dynamite. Yeah, no, this was very uneventful for a main event. I've got nothing to say about it. What can I say?
Yeah, I've got nothing. I'm glad Rocky lost. He was there to lose, and he did. But
it wasn't good either. The match actually wasn't good. There was nothing to like say positively about this match. Like I don't care about how does Rocky Romero even get into main events these days in AEW? I mean,
it's Collision.
Yeah.
He just goes and he says, "Hey guys, come on, it's Collision." And they're like, "Yeah, you're right. Go ahead and be in the match."
Soon we'll get Chico, our luchador, also main eventing, if you know what I'm talking about. He's alter ego.
Well, they asked Okada, but he said no.
He'd be like, "Fuck you."
I'll let my best friend do it.
Okada's been chilling. You know what? There's a lot of people that think Okada hasn't been used right in AEW since, you know, he joined. You can make that argument, but at the same time, he doesn't lose. You know what I mean? So, I mean, what do you want him? You know, this is not a story-driven company. It's just not. I mean, it's easy to say that now at this point, right? I mean, seriously.
Well,
all it is about matches now with this company, really.
Yeah, but I can't say that because they keep trying to have their versions of stories, and it's just because it's not good.
If that's what you want to call it, I mean, if it's stories, cool. I mean, whatever.
But maybe they think the matches drive the story. There's only so much story you can have for wrestling, you know. I guess that we haven't seen, certainly.
But that's the problem, Vet. They don't really do any story. The wrestling is the story to them, and even that during the match, they hardly know how to tell a story, let alone psychology in a friggin' match. So that's where I'm confused. You know what I mean? But whatever, it is what it is. You just gotta like it for what it is. I just wish they went back to that 2019, 2020 sort of days where shit just made more sense, because after really since the COVID period, it's just been a full-blown dip and still dipping. So it is what it is. But the sickos love it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, even they probably can't love it as much as they wish they did, because...
Well, they're in denial then because they fight for that damn company, bro.
Well, even if you love it, are you really seeing anything you haven't seen? So you eventually are going to have to get tired of it. So I think they're looking at the thing of like, they're probably thinking like, well, it's at least I don't hate it.
Well, I guess, but the way they talk about it, dude, it's like, oh, what a banger Dynamite was, and blah, blah. Like I trip out at it, man, because it's like, I don't know what you're watching, but I want to watch the same thing you're watching, then, man, so I can at least say that, right? But yeah, weird, but it is what it is. So, Vet, I mean, is there any other closing comments you want to say about this damn freaking Collision or Dynamite for that matter?
No, I would just say that, well, other than what I said at the beginning, which essentially that if we're talking about this is an anniversary show, I understand that 6th anniversaries don't really mean anything. It's not like a 5 or a 10 or, you know, what is a 6th anniversary,
6, bro? Yeah, it's not.
But any kind of big show that you want to put a bow on it, I think you got to do a little bit better than what they did here. So unless he had other plans that had to get scrapped for some reason at the last second, there's really no excuse for things to have turned out this bad. He did deliver Andrade, so, you know, for whatever that's worth, it was a surprise. But
it was.
Yeah, and he thought he was debuting Clone, but all he did was stand there. He never did anything. He didn't have a match on Collision or anything. He was just out there. You mean to tell me you got the Don Callis family and you put Rocky Romero in the match, and you couldn't put El Clone in the match to make a debut?
No, because it's AEW. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
idiots, bro.
So I'm just saying, like, in that aspect of it, there was a lot of failure, but the good thing is that whatever AEW does, we can say at the very least, it brings us here every Sunday morning to get together and have a good time talking and hanging out and everything like that. So if that's what we got out of it, I guess good wrestling doesn't really matter. I'm just grateful for that.
I'm just laughing at what that Brett said. You can only upload the clone once a week. To ISE?
Well, I mean, we still got two of them, but
it's gonna be.
He showed up on Wednesday and Saturday, so
it's gonna be a war when the other one turns up again. But anyway, who cares? We'll wait and see what happens there. But Vet, I guess we can wrap it up, right? I mean, there's nothing really much more to talk about when it comes to AEW. So in saying that, Vet, what are you doing? Are you jumping on the Twitch? Tell them what you're doing and where to find you, obviously.
Well, you can find me at twitch.tv and every other social media platform at Opinion Haver everywhere. So if you see, I mentioned some of this on the, it's just a refresher. I mentioned some of this on the Next Level Wrestling Review, which you can also catch every 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on Wednesdays with myself and Big Ray Hernandez, where we talk about NXT. But you could usually Google me and find Opinion Haver everywhere. However, there is an imposter Opinion Haver out there.
Yeah, I've seen that, right.
It only has like a couple of the accounts that I have, that I don't have, like Blue Sky and maybe one other one that I wanted that I couldn't get because this guy took it. But don't be fooled by him. If you see somebody named William B. Fuckley, that's not me.
Oh, that's funny.
And that's a fake Opinion Haver. He's so fake and shitty that, because he always seems to be involved in some political stuff, because I'll accidentally get tagged in it, because what he did for Twitter is he put a pin on Haver, because I already had it, so he left out one of the I's, but then when people are trying to at him, they spell it correctly, and then I end up getting tagged.
Is that annoying?
Like, couldn't you have just come up with a different name for your Twitter, asshole? Like, why did you have to look like an idiot, like you don't know how to spell for what purpose? Anyways, don't follow that guy. If you're looking for me, I'm pretty easy to tell. You can also catch me every Monday at whatever time Raw goes off the air, apparently, for the Impact Attack with Brandon, where we talk about NXT. I mean, not NXT, TNA. Well, we do talk about NXT on there because, as you know, these two companies are getting ready to do battle on Tuesday with Showdown. So we're definitely going to be talking a lot of NXT and TNA on this episode, even though, you know, damn it, it's a TNA episode. So, you know, brace yourselves. Check out Wrestling with Rip Rogers every Friday at their concrete time of noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Check out Stevie Richards' show every Friday, except some Fridays. I believe James was too sick to do a show. So,
He was?
believe so. But other than that, they are clockwork. And check out Limpin' Ain't Easy with Timmy Baltimore and his guests. I know Angelina Love and whatever dude she's dating is was the guest this week. So check that out. And that's it for me. What about you, Jimmy?
Well, as far as I go, Tuesday morning, that is 10 a.m. Eastern. It is I Like a Raw, usually with myself and Big Ray Hernandez, but Big Ray will not be in this week, so I don't know who I'm going to have as my co-host this week.
Already another vacation?
No, something to do with work, man. He texted me a couple of days ago. Something to do with that. So I think he has to show something you do, a job or whatever, but it's all good. So probably be me and I assume maybe MSG usually jumps in. So I don't know yet. But also look out for the Smack Attack actually a bit later on today. I don't know what time because well, me and RBV need to speak about it. All I know is it's sometime today, so look out for that. I can't tell you the time. But all I'm going to say is it will be on sometime in the afternoon, so watch out for it. And of course, the Wreckage every week, right here Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern, where we talk all things AEW. So in saying that, I think that's about it for me. So yeah, let's take it home. I am Jimmy T. He is, yeah, it is a mystery co-host, by the way. The best in the world, Jamie the Vet Williams. And you've been listening and watching the
Wreckage.
Live right here on Humming Media Group's YouTube channel and of course channelattitude.com after the fact. Till next time, have a good one, take care and peace.